Well, hey there, hero. I just got finished doing some math and it made me want to make a video for you. I had seen a press report of a release from OVO Energy, which is an independent, basically, energy company providing energy in the UK. And they put out a press release that was kind of unbelievable, but I walked through the process just to make sure I was being unbelievable for a reason. And their press release was all about what they called unnecessary thank you emails. You know, those emails you get back from somebody when you say something in an email and they simply send you back an email that says thank you. They claim that over 16,000 tons of carbon are put into our environment, into the atmosphere, by people just in the UK sending what they call unnecessary thank you emails. And if they would just stop doing that, if we'd stop being like, I don't know how the Brits are ever going to stop being polite, but that's what they're suggesting. If they would just stop doing that, that 32 million pounds of carbon would no longer be introduced into the environment. And when you look at the fact that the UK has 66 plus million people in their population, not all of them use the internet and send email like that, but let's just say every single one of them did. The numbers work out to a half gram of carbon into the atmosphere, into the environment, for every thank you email that's sent. And their assumption is that thank you emails are totally unnecessary. They get in everybody's way. They don't need to be sent. You send your information to somebody, they don't need to thank you in return. And although I'm not quite sure the math works out, I am quite sure that the assumption that a thank you email is unnecessary 100% of the time is not true. Not at all. Not even close. Sure, there are lots of times when a thank you is understood. You know, you do something for your boss or a client or whatever, they're not expected to say thank you. And occasionally a thank you kind of just like gets in the way. You got to look at it, you got to acknowledge it. Sometimes you even return you're welcome. Who knows? And admitted, some of those are not necessarily needed. But when you're trying to clarify something with someone and you want to make sure they know that you understand, that you want to close the loop on whatever it is that you were talking about, and who can predict that, right? A thank you can become a really, really important final response. The whole notion of the relationships that we have with people. Remember when we talked earlier in another video about, hey, let's make being nice cool again? You know, that whole notion of letting somebody know, yep, I got what you sent me and I appreciate it, so thank you. As opposed to a much longer email that basically says thank you, but takes longer to read. I mean, there's people's time, there's their effort, there's certainly the amount of space it takes up on their server, yet another email that they have to open up their inbox for and take a look at. I get that. But sometimes that little nicety makes all the difference in the world. So on this one, I think I'm going to go against OVO Energy and say, look, you really should look for other things to go after than thank you emails, please. Just the general nature of being polite and nice. Could we all kind of police our thank yous and only send them when necessary? Yeah, probably we could do better than that. But this notion that every time you send a thank you email, you're taking a half gram of carbon and just poofing it into the atmosphere and ruining our breathing, I just kind of, I don't know. I kind of find it hard to believe. And I'm a scientist here. I work with numbers. So I think about the fact that, you know, 32 tons is, half a pound each year divided by 365, because they said do one less a day and we get rid of all that. So 365, how many is that? How many grams is that? That's what I did in terms of the calculations. It seems a little heavy to me. But much more important is this notion of closing the loop with someone that you have a relationship with, and a maybe an instructional relationship with, or a business relationship with. where letting them know that you got it, that you got their back, and that you thank them for letting them be a part of your life and being part of your process. I'm sorry, I got to call a little bit of BS on this. So I say you send thank you notes when you feel it's necessary. And then let's not spread this kind of crazy numbers around that just don't seem to make sense. Am I wrong? Am I like nuts on this? Let me know. Leave me a comment below. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm nuts. Or tell me you agree. I don't know. But below this video, you can comment. If you want to be on my list, I'd love to have you. Go all the way down to the bottom of the page if you're on voheroes.com and fill out the form, and you'll be on my list. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.